Nicola Marfleet, what are you doing? So a good governor can make or break a jail. Imagine a legal call, rights and privileges in prison. Yeah, you have a right to be kept safe, food, family contact, legal people, legal letters, documentation and the like. You imagine right now, Tommy Robinson is on a phone call. He's making an appearance in court via video link. Just that. He'll be in a room with a camera. Boom, he can see into the court. They can see him. Imagine a legal call. He's talking to his lawyers. Being cut off by the prison. Now, it don't matter who did it. Nicola Marfleet, #1 governor of HMP Woodhill in the high security estate, dispersal prison. It's not a good look, that, is it, Nicola? Yeah. Maybe he was saying something, maybe he was naming her or another governor or an officer who was treating him badly. It don't matter, people are going to find out. He's entitled to legal counsel. But there's a court case, there's a judge there, and Tommy appears with a little sign saying the phone's being cut off. The judge is furious. Not a good look, no integrity there from the prison. Like I said, prison service just looked like a set of muppets. Before I carry on with this, GB News, yeah, fairly new news channel all over YouTube. You know, watch it or don't. Watch Sky News or BBC or don't. But be given the choice. You should be given the choice. People should. HMP Woodhill, it's alleged, no longer has the channel GB News. Because Tommy R watches that channel. I don't think that's really it. It might have been mentioned. However, the imam at HMP Woodhill allegedly has stuck his schneck in. Yeah? Stuck his oar in. And demanded that the channel be taken down. Firstly, you know, that's overreaching that. And nobody would be saying that to me. I'd be looking at the channels, you know, people have choice. But the imam has had something to do. So he's the Muslim cleric, whatever you want to say, yeah, has had a say. That's overstepping the mark, that, you know. I mean, GB News, for all intents and purposes, this way, Brian, come on, all intents and purposes have had a bit of a rough ride. People would like it off the air, the authorities would like it off the air, because it talks about things that are dark, does it not? True, yeah, it reports on true things that are dark, but it's not good. Not a good look for a certain, you know, third world culture, violence, religion, violent disorder and all the rest of it. So that's one bit. Now let's go to good order or discipline. See, the prison service is on trial, really, about the behaviour of Tommy Robinson. So they're saying the prison service, or Woodhill, or Nicola, that is being kept on good order. A lot of you lads who've been locked up a long time ago, it was GOAD, weren't it? Good order and discipline. You could be kept down the segregation, not necessarily a punishment, although depending on how the staff treat you, it could be seen as a punishment. Let's imagine you're at Woodhill and you've got a hate preacher on a landing, yeah, doing his thing. That could affect the order of the prison, could it not? The discipline and that. Somebody sort of maybe inciting people with hurtful words and speech, hate speech maybe. Boom! He's segregated. He's down the block, yeah, on GOOD, good order or discipline. You can see where I'm coming from with that. Also, it can be protection. Maybe that hate preacher would be at risk in a prison, maybe Strangeways prison or Forest Bank where I used to work, or anywhere else. So you keep them down to segregation again, boom, for their safety, the safety of staff. If you've got a hate preacher on a wing causing problems with the, shall we say, the clientele, could be dangerous for the staff. Good order or discipline. You see where I'm coming from? So that's why Tommy Robinson is down the block. It's for his safety. Now in Woodhill, I don't know what the population is like, the percentage of the Brotherhood, you know, the biggest possibly prison gang. maybe he would be at risk. I've already discussed this with you good people. There is soft prisons. There's a prison where he would be safe and wouldn't need to be segregated, but prison service have chose not to place him in a prison like that. So for me, the prison he's in, yeah, segregation is probably the best bet. Now again, it's how the staff treat him. If our Nicola is, you know, not a fan of Tommy Robinson, she's part of the establishment, maybe the staff aren't treating him so good. Because governors can have an influence. Maybe there's some good staff. There will be good staff down there in the segregation in Woodhill. I've spoken to quite a few. But the powers that be, it can be very hard being yourself. One of the most difficult things being a prison officer is being yourself. The amount of people who said to me, she isn't like that out of prison. They're not the same person. I go, why? You know, why are they bullying it if they're not a bully outside? Why are they like they are? Because it's difficult. You know, it's a macho environment. And it's difficult. Let's put it like this, yeah? Easy to stand in a crowd. Can be quite difficult stood on your own. I found that out. Tough gig. Can be a really tough gig. Being honest, upstanding and having integrity. So that's why he's down there. So this little get-together, this legal court, the judge, they're looking at the behaviour. Like I said, our Nicola cutting the phone off, ultimately she's responsible, she's the #1 governor. It's not a good look. Talking about rights and privileges. His phone's been monitored. They're always going to monitor his phones, are they not? Because of who he is. And the establishment's hatred of the guy. That's always going to happen. Says aloud Jim. Jim is a privilege. It's not a right. Like I say, you've got a right to religion. Jim's a privilege. TV is a privilege. Again, it's how that's delivered. You know, if somebody's coming up to your cell like this all the time, it can be wearing and tiresome. I work with officers who were wearing and tiresome. You had to put them in a place. I saw him put in a place by prisoners too, because a lot of prisoners won't tolerate idiots. But he's on his own. Again, some of you don't understand what the complaints are, you know, being segregated and the like, because prison used to be really tough. You know, 23-hour bang up, slopping out, loads of staff, all male staff, and away you go. Very difficult to run prison like that now. The bang up bit's coming back. Obviously we've got sanitation, which is a good thing. But yeah, there's a lot of bang up, a lot of time behind the doors. They don't have the staff to deal with that. Yeah, 50% of the staff now possibly are lasses in male jails. More and more getting caught in appropriate relationships. Put lads and lasses together anywhere, they're going to start relationships. We know it's prison and they shouldn't be, but that's what recruitment's like. No one's interested. Bums on seats. Hopefully that's explained where we're at. The judge is looking about having a hearing about his behaviour, how he's been treated by the prison service. Maybe having a look at our Nicola and how she's behaved, or how her staff have behaved under her guise or influence. See where I'm going, see where I'm coming from. Governors I worked under, whether they liked someone or not, would make sure they got everything they were entitled to. All their rights, like legal counsel. I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Parting shot. Our Brian, digging for Britain. Oi, kid! Here you go, look at your fans. There's a treat. God bless you all. Thanks, and I mean that, for your continued support. I do read the comments. I don't have time to reply to them all anymore, but such a positive audience, and we're grateful. My family, me, and our Brian. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.